Hey everybody, Terrence, owner of MCM Trucking, back at you with another video. Today I want to talk to you about being your own boss, becoming an independent freight dispatcher. To become an independent freight dispatcher, it's not hard, it's not simple. You have to put a little bit of work into it, but it's very doable. So before I get to going into the specifics of the logistics in the trucking industry, how everything works, I want to hit you off with a couple definitions so it all makes sense. An independent freight dispatcher is someone who finds loads for owner-operators or carriers to go and pick up. An owner-operator is someone who owns their truck and trailer and they operate the truck as well. If I own the truck and trailer and I'm physically running the truck myself, it's 10 times easier for me to run my truck and grab more loads and gross more money if I have somebody in the office finding the loads and just sending me the addresses to go and pick up. As an independent freight dispatcher, you and your owner operator or carrier have to have a clear line of communication. The shipper is the person who manufactures the product and gets ready to be shipped to the receiver. The receiver is the person who receives the product from the owner-operator or carrier. Once your owner-operator picks up a load and drops that load off, he gets signed paperwork, which is called a BOL or a bill of lading. That bill of lading is what gets the owner-operator and the dispatcher paid. So my day normally goes like this. I wake up about an hour or so before my owner-operator will get to calling me and wanting me to have a load ready for them just because I kind of want to see what's out there. I already know where they're at based off where we left off last week, so I know where to post their truck from, and I just need to know where they want to go, how far they want to drive, and what rate they want to move their truck for. So my carrier or owner-operator will call me and say, "Hey T, find me a load going from Omaha, 500 miles out, weighing 42,000 pounds or less, paying $1,000 or more." Just like how you get on Craigslist or Marketplace and type in, "Hey, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, paying $900 a month." Same thing with the load boards. You get on the load board, you type that in, and you call me back with what you see. I'll call my carrier and say, "Hey, I found this load, number 1234, paying exactly what you wanted." Then he said, "Okay, call the broker, try to lock it in." I get a hold of the broker. The broker is the person who posts a load on the load board. Now, with these brokers, you have to be careful. You have to keep in mind when you are trying to lock a load in, whatever rate you see the load posted for does not mean you have to stick to that rate. You can ask the broker for more, because how the brokers work is shipper will call them, say, "Hey, I have 20 loads that need to be moved at X amount of dollars." The broker will take 40 to 50% off top and then post a remaining balance on the load board with that load. So if you get on the load board, you see a load going for 1,000, the broker probably got more for that load, so it's okay to go ahead and ask for more. The broker does not get paid unless the load gets moved, so there's a little wiggle room in there for the broker to go ahead and pay you more, but you guys have to find common ground and agree on something. Once I get my owner operator, he says, "Go ahead and call the broker, lock it in." I'll call the broker. The broker say, "Hey, okay, you want to lock this load in, shoot me over a copy of what's called a carrier packet." A carrier packet will basically be a copy of the owner operator's credentials, the title to the truck, the type of insurance that he has, the annual vehicle inspection report. The broker wants to know, if I give you this load, nothing is going to happen to this load. You're running your company all the way legit. Everything's going to go on the up and up. The load will get delivered and we all will get paid without any issues. Once the dispatcher sends over that carrier packet to the broker then sends the dispatcher over what's called a rate con or rate confirmation. We say rate con for short. Once you get that rate con, you go over it and you read it very well. You want to call your owner operator or carrier and tell them all the details and specifics in this rate con to see if they want to move that load or not. Like for instance, some loads require you to have 4 or 5 straps. If your owner operator or carrier doesn't have those straps, then you have to go get those before you can get the load, things like that. Some loads are tedious, some loads aren't. So that's why it's best that you keep a clear line of communication between you and your carrier. You don't want to just accept a load that the carrier doesn't want, and then he's working way harder than he had to, and now the carrier is upset with you and he might go try to find him a different dispatcher. Once you get that rate con, you go over it with your carrier. He says, "Everything looks good, go ahead and sign it." You sign the rate con, You go ahead and take a picture of it, use DocuSign or a couple other different platforms are out there. You get the signed rate count back to the broker. Once you get the signed rate count back to the broker, he'll go ahead and shoot you the address and the pickup number for that load. You then send that information to the carrier owner operator. He goes and pick the load up. Once he picked the load up, you have the rest of the day to do whatever you want. Long as you keep your phone charged and have a clear line of communication between you and the broker and you and the carrier owner operator, everything should be smooth. You got the load for him, you sent him on his way, you won't hear back from him unless there's a problem in transit with the load or until he's ready for the next load. Dispatchers get paid based off a percentage of the gross income that they make the carrier or owner operator for the week. So let's say I make you $5,000 a week. I, as an independent freight dispatcher, charge 8%. 8% of 5,000 is about $480. You get that every week for one carrier. So if you have 5 carriers, that's 5 different people giving you $480 a week. That's just strictly dispatching. The way I teach you to become an independent freight dispatcher, I teach you how to do 5 things total. Today we're just going to focus on dispatching. So here's a couple more definitions for you.